Geometry. It is Wednesday. Yesterday you talked about shortcuts for proving triangles congruent, and those shortcuts were side, 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 angle, 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 side, and hypotenuse leg. Two that specifically didn't work were angle, 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 because you can make triangles of the same angles but different sides, and angle, side, side, otherwise known as ASS. That triangle doesn't work. So if you find yourself writing angle, side, side, just look at it and realize that that's not something that you need to be writing in geometry. So first, I have the completed version of the TT2 notes. So I want you to open that up and link it into your geometry notebook. This is still, sorry, these are TT1. Link it into your TT1 page. Go ahead and pause and do that now. Next, you're going to open the puzzle one, the triangle sort. It is going to look like this. You are going to take, first of all, you're probably going to want to make things bigger, but it froze there for a minute. And you can also zoom. If you select the zoom tool next to your arrow and click it, you'll be able to zoom in, but go back to your arrow before you start clicking again. So you are looking for two triangles that have the three sides marked, side, side, side. And down here you're looking for two triangles that have the side and the angle marked, side, angle, side. Two sides, one angle. You're going to do that all the way down. And here's where the congruency statement's going to be. It's going to be like triangle ABC is congruent to triangle XYZ. All right, I want you to take about 5 minutes and work on that on your own before you come back here and I'll talk about the answers. So go ahead and pause, work on this. Triangles should look like. So now I have these two triangles are congruent for side, side, side. Notice they all have three triangles marked. So I could put triangle ABC is congruent to triangle. Now the order of the first one doesn't matter, but the order of the second one has to match. A goes with M, B goes with L, because B is between the 1 tick mark and the 3 tick marks. L is between the 1 tick mark and the 3 tick marks. And C goes with K. And then I'm going to do Control A. So I select it all and reduce that font size just a little bit. Okay, so I've got triangle ABC is congruent to triangle MLK. Those could be reversed. You can have the MLK on the left. That's totally fine. For side, angle, side, we've got two sides marked with an angle in between them. Two S's with an A in between. And these little apostrophes after the letters are called primes. They're because we ran out of letters. So we're reusing the alphabet again. So this is J prime, H prime, G prime. Again, the order of the letters don't matter for that one. But J prime is angle A, so it goes with E prime. H prime is next to the 1 tick mark, so it's D prime. And G prime is next to the 2 tick mark, so that's F prime. So if you ever run out of letters when you're labeling something, you can start putting apostrophes after them. And you can do double prime and triple prime too if you end up needing that many. Here we have angle, side, angle. See how the side is right in between the two angles? It's actually on the leg that they share. Angle, side, angle, as if you were tracing it around. So if I wanted to do ZYX, again, the order of the first triangle doesn't matter. The second triangle just has to match it. Z goes with W, Y goes with U, and X goes with V. Angle, angle, side. Two angles marked, but the side is not in between them, it's on the outside. Two angles marked, side is on the outside. So see how these triangles are congruent to each other, you just have to flip and rotate them a little bit. So let's see, K prime, M prime, L prime. is congruent to K prime goes with D, M prime goes with F, and L prime goes with E. Hypotenuse leg. This one has to be a right triangle, hence the word hypotenuse. So we have the hypotenuse marked and one of the legs. Hypotenuse marked and one of the legs. This might look like to you as angle side side because it's an angle with two sides marked around it. But remember, angle side side doesn't work unless it's a right triangle, which is why they gave it a special name, hypotenuse leg. A prime, B prime, C prime. Let's see, A is next to the two tick marks and the right angle, so it goes with J. B prime is the right angle, that one's easy. And then C prime is in between the one tick mark and the two tick marks, so it goes with G. Okay, and then this last one, these are angle side side, so they are not necessarily congruent. That shortcut doesn't work. All right, you can go ahead and turn this one in and then open up your triangle proofs PDF. We are just going to do these first two today. Okay, so we know that this is a rectangle. I want you to mark everything you know about rectangles. We know that opposite sides of rectangles are congruent. We know that opposite sides of rectangles are parallel. Hopefully you know that opposite angles of rectangles are 90-degree angles. Those are all things you just know from learning what a rectangle is back in elementary school. We're going to use all those for this proof. So if you're looking at what I've marked, we can actually ignore the parallels. I have two sides and the angle in between them marked. So I'm going to use side, angle, side as my triangle shortcut to prove this, because we are trying to prove the two triangles in this rectangle congruent to each other. Okay, so start with your given. And then we're going to write the things that we know about triangles. The opposite sides, that's a D, are congruent. AD is congruent to BC. Why? Because it's a triangle. Definition of, sorry, I keep saying triangle. Because it's a rectangle. The top sides are congruent to each other. Because it's a rectangle. I'm going to use they're called ditto marks. Means that the same thing I wrote above. We know that these two angles are right angles. Angle A, and I can't go straight to congruent. Angle C are right, because when you think about a triangle, you don't think about the opposite angles are congruent. You think about the opposite angles being right. Again, that's a definition of a rectangle. Now that we say that they're right, we know that right angles are congruent, either by definition of right angles or right angle theorem. So now I have the two sides and the included angle. So the triangles are congruent by side, angle, side. Oops. Okay. I'll take a look at number 2. Again, same as before, I want you to mark everything that you know before we start on any of the proofs. EF is congruent to JH because that's given. It's also parallel. Since it's parallel, I'm going to have alternate interior. Why am I not writing here? Alternate interior angles are going to be congruent. Seriously? Okay, angle E is congruent to angle J, but for some reason it will not let me write in that section. There we go. So angle E and J are going to be congruent because they're alternate interior. F and H are going to be congruent because they're alternate interior. Also, you know that angle G in here, those are verticals. So take a look at what you have. Come up with a plan. Do I have enough to say that the triangles are congruent? Do I have side, side, side? No, definitely not. Do I have side, angle, side? Yeah, I could. No, I don't have two sets of sides. Nope. Do I have angle, side, angle? Sorry, I'll move down here. Angle, side, angle. That one I do, because I've got angle, side, angle happening right here. So I could do angle, side, angle. Also, I could do angle, angle, side. That would look like using one of these G's. Angle, angle, side. Angle, angle, side. So you can pick which one you'd rather do. I'm going to do angle, side, angle. Okay. So that's my plan. So I've got E, F, congruent to J, H. And don't forget those symbols because that was given. Actually, I'm going to give you all the justifications and see if you can fill in the reasons before I do. Okay, go ahead and pause it now and fill in the statements. Okay, here are the rest of your statements. EF is parallel to JH because it was given. Angle F is congruent to angle H because it's alternate interior. And 3 and 4 can be reversed. Angle E is congruent to angle J because they're alternate interior. And the order of those two don't matter. And then we have our 3 congruent symbols. We have an angle, a side, and an angle. So triangle EFG is congruent to triangle JHG. And those are 2 triangle proofs. All right, so you have the TT2 assignment already ready for you to get started on. We will continue working on proofs tomorrow. If you have any questions, I'll be in office hours at 2:15.